on my first day. That means that this crazy deal with Iran, that ends on my first day in office. We're going to reinvigorate our economy by re-embracing free enterprise. That means fixing our tax code and rolling back regulations and fully utilizing our energy resources and saving Social Security and Medicare. We will do those things when I'm president. When I'm president, we're going to get rid of Obamacare once and for all. Every candidate for president as a Republican says that. I'm the only one that's ever done anything about Obamacare. Because they created a bailout fund that they were going to use your taxpayer money to bail out private insurance companies. In 2014, as the senator, I led the effort. We got rid of the bailout fund. And when I'm president, we're getting rid of the rest of Obamacare once and for all. An issue we've been talking about for 30 years is immigration. I know this issue personally because my parents and my grandparents were immigrants, and my wife's entire family are immigrants. And I live in a community of immigrants, and I grew up in a community of immigrants. And I can tell you, number one, the first thing we have to deal with immigration is keeping ISIS out of America. When I'm president, if we don't know who you are and we don't know why you're coming, you are not getting into the United States of America. Number two, before we do anything else, we are going to enforce our immigration laws and secure our border. As a son of immigrants, securing our borders, I can tell you, is not anti-immigrant. It is what sovereign countries do. And when I'm president, we will. And here's how. Instead of hiring 20,000 new IRS agents, we are going to hire 20,000 new border agents. We are going to complete the 700 miles of fencing and walls that we know that we need. We're going to have a mandatory e-verify system so people can't get hired if they're here illegally. And we're going to have a biometric entry-exit tracking system to prevent people from overstaying visas. Because 40% of the people in this country illegally overstay visas. And only after that is in place, and only after that is working, will we be able to do anything else, and it will not be amnesty. There will be no amnesty when I'm president. Sanctuary cities are going to lose their federal funding. Dangerous criminals are going to be deported. The most important thing the president does is be the commander-in-chief. It's the most important job of the federal government, by the way. And the world today is more dangerous than it was 7 years ago. And America's less safe. Because they're gutting our military. We are on the verge of having the smallest army since the end of World War II. We are on the verge of having the smallest Navy in 100 years. And we are on the verge of having the smallest Air Force and the oldest airplanes we have ever had in the history of our country. To me, it's truly amazing that there are people running for president in the party of Reagan who have voted for budgets that brag about spending and levy, who have voted for budgets that brag about cutting defense spending. And so, maybe that's a big difference in this campaign. I believe that it is. And here's why. Because when I'm president of the United States, we're not cutting our military. We are rebuilding our military because the world is a safer and a better place when America is the strongest military in the world. When I'm president, we are going to have a real war on ISIS and a real war on radical apocalyptic jihadists. And that means the best intelligence agencies in the world are going to tell